One Man's Family, now brought to you transcribed every weekday night at this time by Bactine, the remarkable new family antiseptic and germicide. Another fine, dependable product of Miles Laboratories, makers of Alka-Seltzer. Overheard between Fanny and Henry at the breakfast table.
Elwood trusted me with this secret, and now every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the neighborhood knows about it.
Well, a thing like an engagement can't be kept a secret.
Yes, mistake to tell a woman anything.
You're just looking for someone to blame.
I'll face it out alone, Fanny. I'm so mired down now in deception, I have guilty starts every time I see Elwood approaching.
So that's how it is with the barbers today. Friends, do you have a bottle of Bactine in your home? Bactine, spelled B-A-C-T-I-N-E, is the ideal family antiseptic. There has never been a product exactly like it. Bactine is ever so effective and soothing for itching, burning feet and for athlete's foot. Bactine relieves the itching and burning and helps combat infections. Bactine is a clear, colorless liquid that does not stain skin or clothing, does not sting nor burn like harsher antiseptics, has a fresh, clean odor. Get a 30 or 70-cent bottle of Bactine from your druggist right away. B-A-C-T-I-N-E, Bactine, the ideal family antiseptic. Chapter 6, Book 78. Paul's adopted daughter, Teddy, is back in Seacliff, San Francisco. Back in her old room next to Paul's at the top of the house. Back home after all these years in Germany. But she has not yet come forth with the big news that the whole family has been waiting for her to reveal. The announcement of her engagement to Elwood Giddings. True, everybody now knows it, but the fact that no one is supposed to know it makes it a bit awkward. A secret that is not a secret. It's getting to be almost too much for Father Barber. In fact, it's ruining his breakfast.
Well, at least finish your coffee, Henry.
No, I've had enough, Fanny.
But you haven't eaten a thing.
Not hungry.
Paper's there. Don't you want to read it?
Yes, later. Same thing every day.
Well, Henry, there's no use making yourself sick worrying. Maybe when Teddy gets up this morning, she'll tell us about the engagement. Then we'll know it's officially, and the tension will be over.
Yeah, followed her around all day yesterday like a puppy dog, waiting for her to say something about it. Dropped hints about how happy she looked and that sort of thing.
Henry.
Did no good. Ignored every lead I gave her. Fanny, do you suppose something's gone wrong between her and Elwood?
Oh, I think it's just the excitement of her getting home and all. She's just saving it till she feels settled.
Yes, but I will still have to face Elwood. He trusted me with this secret, and now every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the neighborhood knows about it. And it wasn't my fault, Fanny.
It wasn't anybody's fault. A thing like this can't be kept a secret in a family. It just happened to get out, that's all.
Mistake to tell a woman anything.
What's that? What's that about women?
Nothing.
You're just looking for someone to blame.
Well, it wasn't long from the time you found out till it got to be common knowledge. And in the end, it'll all come back on me. I'll be the culprit.
Look here, Henry. I'm perfectly willing to say that it's all my fault. Now, if this will make you feel any better, let's have it that way and be done with it.
Yes, then I'd be accused of compounding the crime and by hiding behind a woman's skirts.
No, just no pleasing you.
I'll face it out alone, Fanny. I'm so mired down now in deception that I have guilty starts every time I see Elwood coming.
Well, then you'd better go down in your garden. You'll be coming to breakfast pretty soon, I imagine.
Who said breakfast?
Oh, good morning, Clifford.
Good morning, Mom, Dad.
Isn't it early for you to be up?
Boy, you can't win.
Your father's being grumpy this morning, Clifford.
Nothing of the sort. I merely made a comment, that's all.
Well, sit down, Clifford. I'll get you something to eat. There's some juice there on the table.
Thanks, Mom. You finished, Dad?
Yes.
The prospective bride and groom not up yet?
Clifford, I wish you wouldn't refer to Teddy and Elwood in that fashion until we've been told officially of the engagement. Loose talk like that, no wonder it's no longer a secret.
Well, personally, I don't see why Teddy's being so coy about it. She's going to marry this guy. Why doesn't she come out and say so?
Well, we're hoping she will, but until she does, our hands are tied.
Sure puts Elwood in a kind of a spot. I think she's beginning to look a little worried.
You haven't said anything to him?
Oh, no, Dad. I haven't said anything to anybody at no time, no how. So don't pick on me for the fall guy.
I have no intention of picking on anybody, as you put it.
I'm just an innocent bystander. Of course, he's always the guy who gets shot.
Here, Clifford, I brought you some coffee.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
Your eggs will be done in just a minute. Mrs. Kettleman is scrambling them for you.
Tell her not to extend herself.
Now, Henry, she enjoys doing things for people who appreciate it.
Yes, can't boil water.
Well, I'll see about your eggs, Clifford.
Thank you, Mom.
Yes. Hand me the paper there, Clifford.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. You want the second section?
Okay.
Here.
Thank you.
Please don't whistle, Clifford.
I'm sorry.
Call it news. Put the same thing in the paper every day. The only worthwhile thing they carry is this man.
Hey, look here. Well, what do you know?
What is it?
This picture, look.
Is that...
Sure enough is it's Teddy just as big as life.
There you are, Clifford.
Hey, Mom, look whose picture's in the paper.
Let me see that, Clifford.
Well, what is it anyway?
Who's responsible for this?
What are you so worked up about him?
Look here. Teddy's picture.
What's in the world?
I'll sue this paper for announcing this prematurely.
What does it say?
Attractive army nurse announces engagement.
Well, that does it. The secret's sure out now.
Oh, what an awful picture of Teddy.
About 10 years old, looks like.
Miss Teddy Barber, who has just...
Read it aloud, Henry.
I tell you, Fanny, whoever is guilty of this is going to pay for it. Here I've gone to all these lengths to keep this information from getting out, and now this scandal sheet has spread it all over for the whole world to see. Made common gossip of it.
Well, there's nothing wrong about being engaged. You talk as if there was some terrible scandal.
But they have no business printing it until they were authorized. I had nothing to do with this. I want Elwood and Teddy to understand that. Stanley, how do you suppose they got this information?
Well, how would I know? Where do newspapers ever get things?
That's why they call them newspapers, Dad.
Huh?
A little while ago, you said they put the same thing in the paper every day. Well, this is different anyway.
Well, they'll have me to answer to. I'll call Jack and Judge Hunter and see what my rights are.
Oh, Henry, you can't sue them for this.
Huh?
Sure, Dad, you can't sue them for publishing the truth.
I can sue them. Huh? Oh, yes.
Teddy might sue them for publishing such a lousy picture.
Yes, that's such an old picture of her.
And probably one they had on file in what they call the morgue.
Until recently, with our occupation forces.
Henry, I've asked you to read it aloud.
Yes. Until recently, with our
Is that
occupation.
the beginning of it?
I've already read that. That's just twaddle anyway.
Well, we haven't heard it. Give me the paper.
No, I read it. Miss Teddy Barber, who has just returned to San Francisco for an extended leave after several years' service as an army nurse in Germany, has announced her engagement to Elwood Giddings until Well, right there they are guilty of misstatement of fact. Teddy has not announced her engagement.
Well, never mind that now.
Never mind it. Why, that's the whole issue, Fanny. If she had announced it, we would welcome this article. As it is, it's a canard.
All right, Henry, but finish reading it.
Yes. To Elwood Giddings, I tell you, I won't be able to face Elwood after this, no matter what I say.
Yeah, but now you've got a perfect out, Dad. You can blame everything on the newspapers. Sure, nobody knew a thing about it until this came out in the paper this morning. You've got a perfect alibi.
I'm not looking for alibis. Besides, he'll think I gave it to the paper since I'm the only one who's supposed to know it.
In that case, I guess you're dead.
Yes, your eggs are getting cold. Yes, where are you going, Fanny?
I'm going to sit down till you're through with that paper so I can read for myself.
Yes. Until recently with our occupation forces, in which he served as a dentist with the rank of captain. The romance started in Germany, and the engagement announcement, coincident with Miss Barber's arrival in San Francisco, came as a complete surprise to her family.
It says there.
Yes. The bride-to-be is the adopted daughter of Paul Barber of the well-known Seacliff family. It is said that Dr. Giddings may open offices in the Bay Area for his dental practice. But this will no doubt depend on whether his future wife pursues her nursing career in the Army, and if so, where she may be assigned to duty. Marriage plans are as yet incomplete.
Well, I think that's a very sweet article.
Yes, I wish I could view the matter so naively.
Hey, well, maybe it was Teddy who...
Just a minute, sir. Good morning, Elwood.
Morning.
Uh-oh.
Good morning.
Well, I'm really a little embarrassed.
Yes? What about? You mean...
I mean about oversleeping. I'm ashamed to be showing up at this hour.
Oh, not at all, Elwood, not at all. We like to have people sleep late, eh, Fanny?
You sit right down next to Clifford there.
Yeah, sure.
Well, thank you. Teddy not up yet?
Hasn't put in an appearance. Did you keep her up pretty late last night, Elwood?
Oh, no. She told me good night fairly early.
Poor Teddy's tired after that long trip. It takes a couple of days to get over that, I imagine.
Yeah, she complained of being exhausted ever since she arrived.
Well, I'll go see Mrs. Kettleman about getting you some breakfast.
Well, I feel this is kind of an imposition, stringing a meal out
Oh,
like this.
nothing of the sort, eh, Fanny?
No bother at all. Scrambled eggs all right?
Just fine, just fine.
You, like to see some of the paper, Elwood?
Well,
No. Elwood and I are going to talk. Yes. Sleep well?
Well, I'm not fully awake yet, as a matter of fact.
Well, here, take a look at this paper. There's a picture here that'll open your eyes.
Yes. I think I'll go down to the garden and...
Why? Why, this is Teddy's picture.
Hmm?
How did the paper get hold of this?
Oh, yes. We were just discussing that, Edward. Naturally, the secret was out so far as Fanny and Clifford were concerned as soon as they saw that article. But I want you to know that this information did not come from me.
Well, yes, of course, but this is awful. What did Teddy say?
Maybe it was Teddy who gave it to the paper.
Huh? By George, maybe that's it. Yes, you're probably right, Clifford.
Well, I hope so. But if she didn't, I'm in a mess.
Paul will be here in just a moment. And now, I'd like to have a word with you mothers. I wonder how many of you know what you can do when your youngsters fall down and scrape a knee or elbow or cut themselves on something.
Well, Mr. Barton, in our family, the answer is easy. Just bathe it with Bactine.
That's right, Mother Barber. Use Bactine, Bactine, the new, amazingly different and effective fighter of germs. You'll discover that the youngsters will not mind it when you use Bactine, Mother. It's powerful, but also extra gentle. It does not sting nor smart like harsher antiseptics. Remember, Bactine is extra gentle, yet powerful in fighting germs. It destroys most germs fast and thoroughly. And the effectiveness of just one application lasts up to 6 hours. Bactine has many other uses, too. If you have never tried Bactine, do so now without risk. Get a 30 or 70-cent bottle of Bactine from your drugstore, and if it doesn't prove to be the finest household antiseptic and all-around germicide you have ever used, send the empty bottle to Miles Laboratories, Incorporated, Elkhart, Indiana, and they will give you double your full purchase price. That's Bactine, Bactine. All right, Paul.
There's been a left-handedness in this whole business between Teddy and Elwood from the very start, it seems to me. It's something I can't quite put my finger on, but somehow it all seems ill-omened. Well, that's how it is with the Barbers today. Good night.
Do you feel miserable with hay fever or a cold? Take Tabsin quick. Feel better quick. Tabcin, Tabsin, now at all drugstores. Tabsin is the improved antihistaminic tablet made by the makers of Alka-Seltzer. Tabsin relieves sniffles and sneezes, the watering and itching of the eyes and nose. But Tabsin does more. It can also relieve quickly and effectively the headache that is so often a part of the misery of hay fever and cold. That's Tabsin, Tabcin, for hay fever and cold misery. The bright red tablets in the bright red package at all drugstores. One Man's Family is brought to you every weekday night at this time, transcribed by Miles Laboratories, makers of Bactine. Tomorrow, Chapter 7, Book 78. This is a Carlton E. Morse production, directed by Michael Raffetto.